Hello, my wonderful students. I am coming to you now with a message about themes and facts and opinions and preferences and all sorts of things along those lines. Basically, I'm going to teach you what teacher words mean today. So let us begin. I'm sensing a theme here. If you were in class in person, you would watch a couple of videos. I've linked them in the materials for this lesson. There are a couple of theme songs. Those are songs that remind us of certain works. Themes in general, though, they are big ideas that keep popping up in all sorts of different places. Love, despair, hope, friendship, trust, betrayal. We might find them in what we're reading. Maybe there's two characters who love each other. There's a theme of love. Maybe there's someone who gives up hope and despairs, but then they regain their hope. These are stories that we can connect to all sorts of different places. Just like when we hear a theme song, we connect that to the idea of that story in general. If you hear the Indiana Jones theme song, it probably reminds you of the entire story of Indiana Jones, or at least a cool hat and half a smile. Moving on, facts. Facts are measurable observations. Either something is or it is not. For example, this girl is factually not tall enough to ride whatever this horrible county fair contraption is. Now, with this height sign, what is open to debate is this actually a good line to draw to ensure safety on whatever disaster of a ride this is? But what's not open to debate is this girl actually that tall at the line? Okay, obviously we can't see the picture. Maybe she's just kneeling down and just frowning for the picture. Doubtful. She's probably actually not tall enough. Facts are not open to debate. You could bring in more facts to give more context, and that would be okay. But when someone says, here is a measurable fact, and you say, well, that's just your opinion. No, actual measurable fact is not an opinion. Aldous Huxley said it best. Facts do not cease to exist because they are ignored. In class, in person, we would watch this video from Adam Ruins Everything about how Christopher Columbus was an actual terrible human being, at least as far as we should be concerned today. Opinions, on the other hand, those are beliefs about issues. That's your opinion, man. Ah, you see, people don't want to hear your opinion. They want to hear their opinion coming out of your mouth. Ah, that's another good meme about opinions. People do like to hang out in echo chambers where they just hear what they want to hear. The Big Bang Theory. I'm trying to calculate how many opinions it takes to outweigh a fact. On the ground, in reality, yeah, sometimes people's opinions actually overcome facts, but facts don't cease to exist just because a whole bunch of people have an opinion. Preferences. They are actually different from opinions. A lot of people struggle with this. Have students who want to debate each other about things that are actually preferences. It's not possible to debate preferences. That makes no sense. We'll see why in a second here. A preference is a personal fact, right? You prefer one thing to another, or maybe you don't have any preference. But if you like something, that's a fact. You like that thing. I can't disagree that you like something. If you don't like something, I can't say, I disagree, you do like it. Mayonnaise versus Miracle Whip. Which do you prefer? If you like one better than the other, who am I to say? I can't debate with you liking one over the other. I could debate that one has better ingredients or one's jar is better for the planet or something like that, but I can't debate your taste buds. Same thing with Coke versus Pepsi. I think they're both trash and people should get their calories from food and their hydration from water. Patriots versus the Seahawks. I mean, you might hate the Patriots just because they have the GOAT, or they did until recently. Honestly, I don't care. I think they're all paid too darn much just to throw a ball around. You may love the Patriots, you may love the Seahawks, you may love some other team. I'm sure there are other teams out there, right? It's not up to me to say that you don't do or don't like someone. Now, I might think you should like another team, or I might think you should not like football in general, but it's not open to debate which team you like better or worse, because those are your preferences. An uncommon preference is not the same as an unpopular opinion. Maybe you happen to like drinking raw eggs mixed with coffee grounds. That's just weird. Now, an unpopular opinion would be something like Nazis are good. Just to be clear, Nazis are not good. We had a war about this and decided that Nazis are not good. So, uncommon preference, raw eggs with coffee grounds, that's just weird. Cool, have at it. Might make you sick. Saying that Nazis are good, that's actually an unpopular opinion. Totally different. So let's talk about the word analyze. Watch a quick little clip here of a psychiatrist analyzing a gangster's feelings. Quite a funny movie. Probably too much cursing for me to actually show in school. So, if I tell you this fact, the United States is 45th in the world for life expectancy as of the moment of this recording, you might say, so what? Because I just gave you a fact. It's just sitting there. The United States is 45th in the world for life expectancy. This is what's awkward about facts. They just sit there. Maybe you like the fact, maybe you don't, but it's just sitting there, and so you want something else. You're like, so what? Analyze means to look at something closely, to break it down into its different parts, to examine the backstory, to look at the details, and then tell people what to think about that thing. Yes, that's what analysis is. You're telling other people what they should think, how they should interpret those facts. If you were to answer this question, so what, about the United States life expectancy, your answer to that so what question would be your analysis. Analysis is, in a way, a lot like just stating an opinion. Right? I could disagree with your analysis. If we're agreeing on a common reality, I can't disagree with the fact. Quick little video about someone staking their claim there. So here's something that I'm trying to steer us into here, is that basically all essays should be a defense of an opinion. This is where I have a lot of students struggle. I might say, analyze a theme in this novel, and they'll start off saying, there are lots of themes, here are those themes. Or they might say, there are lots of things to know about this certain topic. There's nothing to argue there, right? You should be stating an opinion and then defending your opinion about that topic while providing people with information. Moving on, if you're writing an essay and you're defending an opinion about some issue, you would want some citations. Citations show people that you have an informed opinion because you should have actual facts to back up your opinions. So here's some search results from a YouTube search, and there are lots of people talking about citations, and basically every citation video that I looked at there is about as engaging as divorce. Divorce is the opposite of engagement. So I'll just break it down for you real quick here. Why we should cite things. One, you want to prove that you didn't make up your facts. You want to give your reader access to what you read so they could go and read it too. And it's also kind of required by law that you don't steal other people's work and not give them credit for it. What are you supposed to cite? You're supposed to cite specific facts, figures, statistics, any numbers that you did not come up with through your own research of going out and interviewing people or doing polls or measuring things. You did not do the research. You need to give the people who did that research the credit for doing said research. Any opinions that are not your own, any analysis of facts that is not your own, it's not your original idea that popped into your head after you read some facts, that's something you need to cite as well. Give people credit for their opinions. Any quotes that are from not you, you need to put those in quotation marks and you need to say exactly where you got those quotes as well. Here's a little side note. You still need to cite information even if you put it in your own words. Just because you reworded it does not make it your information. Someone else gave you that information, you changed the words, but you still need to give them credit for their ideas. How do we cite things? Well, you want to cite every specific piece of not yours information. Right there next to the not yours information. It's usually just a short little abbreviated citation that's maybe just someone's last name or some other formatting tool that you use to show that this little piece of information right here, this little sentence, this little statistic, that is not mine. That is someone else's. And then the stuff that comes right after that, maybe that is mine. That's what I'm telling you to think about that fact. Usually at the end of your piece of work there, you would give a full detailed citation for each source. That's basically who, what, where, when, And that gives people, your reader, information if they wanted to go and read that same thing that you read. Because if you read it and thought it was good, maybe they want to read it too. Now, if you cite something in the text of your essay, you need a full citation at the end of your piece of work there. It's probably something called a bibliography or a reference list or a works cited page. They're all the same thing. Okay, your bibliography is all them citations that you put at the end of your essay or presentation. Now, if it's cited in the bibliography section, or the works cited page, or the reference list, anything at the end there, you also probably should have an in-text citation to match it. If you just have this source at the end of your work, and it's not cited anywhere in your essay, I'm kind of wondering what information came from that source. Did your entire essay come from that source? There are a couple different source citing formats. One is the Modern Language Association, MLA. One is the American Psychological Association, APA. There's other universities like the University of Chicago. They have their own formatting. Oxford has their own formatting. Newspapers have their own formatting guided by the Associated Press. There's lots of different formats that one could use. The main ones you'll see in most of your classes will either be MLA or APA. So those are good starting points. And now I have added to the collection of boring videos about citations on the interwebs. Hopefully this video, linked with that presentation I sent you, gives you a good idea of what the heck we're doing in class and what all these teacher terms mean. And now that we've learned all of this, well, it's probably time for us to do some writing assignments.